Iron Man. Iron Man. Iron Man.
Which man, Jeff?
Iron Man.
Wait,
I really like how he stresses out the word man.
like a man made of iron?
I feel like the voice recording here.
Is he a man who crusades against iron deficiency?
Iron Man.
Is he like an anti-anemia kind of advocate? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, but he's also invincible.
Oh, okay.
Iron Man.
Well, yeah, he gets plenty of iron
Yeah.
in his diet.
I feel like the recording of the words Iron Man here, this guy,
Iron Man.
English not his first language. I'm just gonna
think?
that's
Hang
my
on,
guess.
Really?
Iron Man. Iron Man.
Maybe. He definitely does not sound like a professional voiceoverist.
Blade.
That one either.
Wolverine.
Blade.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Plants versus zombies.
The Avengers.
World War Hulk. Blade.
I don't even know what language they're using at this point.
Yeah, this is as well. This is Zen Pinball 2 for the PlayStation 4.
Okay.
And they have taken. This is not the first Zen Pinball 2.
Certainly not. Not even the first Zen Pinball 2 quick look.
Yeah.
Or the second.
But they brought this over to the PlayStation 4. They didn't bring every single table over, but they got these 19 tables. You know, the couple of Star Wars packs, a couple of Marvel packs here, and a smattering of their original tables, and then Plants vs Zombies. And it's it looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, for you know, in the bump up to PS4, I mean, there's only so much you can do because. You know, they're trying to make it look like a pinball machine,
Sure.
sort of.
Skywalker, Jedi Knight, and French Captain Solo.
What?
But,
I actually haven't played most of these Star Wars tables before.
Are these all new for this version?
No, none of these tables
Or
are new
none
for
of-
this
none of them?
version.
Okay.
They have made some updates. They've raised some resolutions, and they've added 3D support to the game,
That
which
sounds
I don't think was in the PS3 version.
Welcome, young Skywalker. I've been expecting you.
But overall, it's like looks kind of nice. This is a terrible camera angle. That's a little more like it.
I don't remember them getting so like going so far with the kind of the trimming around the table.
Yeah, that's
Obviously these aren't real tables, so they're not really like bound by the reality of housing a pinball machine in actual materials, you know?
right. Yeah.
So they can kind of do whatever they want, but still, like, that's kind of wild, all the stuff around the edges.
Yeah, looks nice. Looks all right. Unfortunately, like I feel like my problems with Zen Pinball still stand.
Yeah, still the ball stuff.
Yeah, just the physics on the
feel
ball
the good
don't
in
feel
you.
right
The conflict.
to me, and like the ball feels too light. Like the way it bounces off of stuff feels weird. It's kind of cool. They had a ramp going basically all the way outside the table there.
Right.
I am Luke Skywalker.
He is Luke
Jedi Knight
Skywalker.
and French
Jedi
Captain
Knight and
Solo.
friend of Captain Solo.
So be it, Jedi.
Why don't you half the things I've heard about this Jabba the Hutt? You'd probably short circuit.
I don't think any of these are actually taken from the movie.
No, I doubt that they would have been allowed to do that.
You can save your friends.
Well, it only takes one to sound the alarm.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
Artu, why did you have to be so brave?
There's a lot of speech.
Yeah.
Said, you know, some of the earlier tables that they've done haven't really had that, and I feel like that's my problems with the pinball tables that this company has generated are twofold. It is the basic physics of the pinball itself don't feel realistic to me, and I feel like they don't put enough audio cues onto the tables. Like if you think about a real pinball machine, or you know, the Pinball Arcade, which is emulating real pinball machines and also is on PS4. Every single shot on most pinball tables does something.
Sure.
Like it goes, pew! You get a spinner noise, you get a electronic bleeps and bloops. If you're going up a ramp, you get something. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of custom music for when you're in a mode, and these tables don't have that. So they just feel lifeless, which is weird because
There is.
in so many cases they go above and beyond what a real pinball machine could do and have all this flavor around the edges, but
Save your friends.
to me it's too quiet.
Kind of a lack of feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. There's just like a couple spinners right up there that you keep hitting that just kind of don't like that one.
Like where's
doesn't do
the
anything.
pinball machine spinner noise? The you know, like something like
I
that.
feel the good in you. The conflict.
Instead, it's this voice acting of questionable quality.
Yeah, like the voice acting's not great, and also it's just like kind of throwing sample after sample at you.
Yeah.
Without it
really meaning anything.
Yeah, like
you know?
it's just this nonstop chatter that doesn't seem to correspond to anything.
Where's my equivalent? Oh, I want C-3PO saying the equivalent of "shoot for the magic trunk." You know, like that. That's just yeah. No feedback there. It's just like that ball got locked there. This one launched out. No, no blaster noise. No nothing to go with that. Especially when you're looking at something like Star Wars, where there are so many iconic noises.
Right.
That if you're not even if you can't get those, you could at least try to recreate them.
Sure.
But they have blaster noises there.
Hurry. The fleet will be
Or,
here any
you know,
moment.
TIE Fighter
3PO,
noises.
Tell them if they don't do as you wish, you'll become angry and use your magic.
But Master
What?
Luke, what
That's-
magic? I couldn't possibly.
Just tell them.
Pretty good C-3PO alike.
It is.
That one sounds pretty close.
Will be completed on
The
schedule.
Darth Vader, not so much.
It's at least recognizable as Darth Vader
Well,
as
sure.
soon as it starts speaking, whereas when their fake Luke started speaking for a minute there, I was like, wait,
Yeah, sure.
who is this even supposed to be?
Pretty rough.
Anyway, let's not spend too much time on any one table because there are a lot to play. Well, actually, let's see what they got here. In terms of statistics, all right, okay. Let's see what the operator's menu has to say. Yeah, so they try to actually emulate what a real pinball machine
That's kind of neat, I guess.
menu would have in terms of.
Huh.
Playfield pitch angle.
Wow.
Yeah, so you get your little centering bubble there, and then how do I actually? Okay, let's. Okay, so what's that? 6.5 is the default. There it goes.
Huh. Get a little level on there.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Go back to that other angle for a second.
Let me actually just change this back before. No, what? Before we get. What
Just that other. Well, you don't have to. Just that other close up. It's some decent looking textures up close and stuff.
Yeah. Rubber ring location.
Huh.
Easy rubber rings, extra hard rubber rings. Yeah, kind of, you know, how much bounce you're going to get off some of that stuff. Yeah. It's funny that they, like, try to duplicate what a real pinball machine's adjustment menus would look like
I am
when
Luke Skywalker.
so
Jedi
much of
Knight
this
and
game
French Captain
is
Solo.
devoted to not making realistic pinball.
Yeah, it's like a weird mashup of
Yeah.
super realistic and not remotely realistic.
Return of the Jedi.
So this game, you know, like the other versions of Zen Pinball, has like pretty good friends list features and challenges and stuff like that. So, you know, it'll kind of show you, you know, the all-time lists, what your friends are getting, and it'll start to total up pro scores and all sorts of other scores, team scores based on, you know, your friends that play the game. Like they total up the numbers in a lot of different ways that are kind of interesting.
I guess when you have 2,000 friends, it's easy to find some people that have been playing this.
Yeah. Though I've started cutting down my friends list.
Based on what filter?
Right now, it's people that I've sent a name request to who have not responded to it.
Wait, what? This is... Huh.
Weird.
This is pretty elaborate.
Yeah. Is that just the loop? Does it just loop that over and over again? Oh, okay, these are different angles at least.
Weird.
I'm gonna hit launch and see how this. Oh, there.
Ah.
Okay, I just did. Okay.
Ugh, that was kind of jarring.
By the way, this pinball.
This is...
Use the flippers to choose your side. Well, this is interesting.
Wow, yeah, weird.
Galactic Empire. The Alliance. galactic empire.
TIE Fighter is better than X-Wing.
Oh,
So it just
weird.
launches from the other side of the table
That's
or something?
crazy.
That's interesting. Right flipper targets view. All right. Hang on. I need to see the whole table. The scrolling
Yeah, that's terrible.
is really disorienting.
That's no good.
It's a bad default view that all pinball games seem to want to choose. But you see what I mean? Shooting around the table and just kind of...
Yeah, it's a little lifeless. I see what you mean. Although, you know, there's some neat touches like that, having an X-Wing fly by and having it
Yeah,
actually
like
blow up.
there are a lot of visual touches, and you know they have the scores popping off when you're going through lanes and stuff, which
Right.
is, oops, didn't realize it was going to stop there. But then just the audio is just such a letdown.
Yeah, sure. Like they're leaning a little too much on like the music and stuff,
Yeah,
and the voiceovers from the other one and stuff.
and they're not showing it. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, so you see kind of the next person up on my friends list. You see his score and you know what it's going to take to beat it. That updates dynamically, so when I beat that score, it'll show the next one in line, and that's kind of nice. That's sort of the shame. Like the shell around all of this is really well thought out and creative, but the tables themselves are kind of the letdown for me. Oops, keep missing that shot though. Also, some of these tables, these have been okay, and you know we're kind of talking. I'm kind of half looking around the screen, half playing pinball. But some of these tables have been. Oh, I'm picking a mission here. See that a voice right there that said, "Hey, select a mission." Might have been nice.
Yeah, sure.
Flawless execution. The empire
What is happening here? Are you
I'm
playing Space Invaders or Galaga?
Yeah, I am.
What?
This is interesting. Like they're taking it a lot farther than they have in the past,
I was gonna
which
say,
is
it
nice
seems
because
like a new thing for them.
enemy fighters approaching.
But what I was saying is some of these tables are unbelievably easy,
Huh.
and that's you know I feel like the easiest one actually isn't in this collection, which was the Ms. Man table. Like the first time playing that, I eventually just stopped. I was like, I don't. Like this game's been going for like an hour. I just don't want to play this anymore.
What makes a pinball table easy? Just predictability?
It's you know how many
You can
shots.
kinda-
Yeah, predictability. Like the ease. Like how wide are the ramps? Like the angles of the ramps. You know how. Basically, like I wasn't necessarily like running the table, completing every mode, but I was just never losing a ball. You know, it just seemed like there were no angles that the ball was coming at your flippers that left the ball in danger.
Right.
On Misplosion Man specifically was the one that was just like, man, what am I doing?
Have they gotten to the point where they're shutting older versions of this game out of newer tables?
I don't know that they are because they haven't like I said, all these tables appeared on PS3. It all actually imports. If you purchase the PS3 versions of the tables, you can just get this for free and, and play them, which is nice. So I don't think they've done new tables in a little bit here. But I'd like to hope that eventually they, you know, start taking advantage of the additional power for more than just kind of resolution and do something real crazy. But at the end of the day, you know, it is still kind of making pinball, which taxing the hardware maybe is
a little difficult.
Yeah.
Also, there's only so far you can go before it just becomes unrecognizable as pinball.
I think that's totally okay too. You know, like their little mode here with the, you know, TIE fighters shooting down the X-wings is kind of cool. Like, if they're not married to recreating real pinball, which their competition, the Pinball Arcade, is literally emulating real pinball machines.
Right.
Like, they should go all the way crazy with it. Did you ever play Pinball Quest for the NES?
No, but that sounds kind of cool.
It was a pinball RPG. There was that Kirby game for Game Boy that did a lot of really great things that you couldn't do on a real pinball table. Like, there's tons of room for fantastical, really crazy tables that just at no point resemble the size and shape of a real pinball machine. Like, they could go a lot of great places with it. So in some ways, it's almost disappointing that they haven't gone further. But it seems like they're starting to, I mean, with some of the Star Wars stuff, which has been available for a while, they are exploring the space a little bit better than they have in the past. Which I think, the further they get away from real pinball machines, things like the physics and the little things that I find troubling about it or disappointing about it, that starts to go away because, the comparison to real pinball starts to fade out as well.
Sure.
Let's not play every table.
All right. I'm fine.
I do
with
want to
that.
see the Darth Vader table. It's Darth Vader, all right.
Yeah, it's definitely him. There's a pretty conspicuous lack of any kind of imagery from the prequels in this.
There are separate tables for the Clone Wars.
Okay, yeah. Well, even that is sort of external to those movies. That's that animated series that people actually like. I wonder if that was a conscious decision on their part or what.
Yeah. There's no, like, Jar Jar's Ball Venture.
Right. There's no Hayden Christensen on this table or anything. See this thing that J.J. Abrams wants the original cast to be the main characters of this new movie? Like
literally get them back in?
Well, I mean, they were always going to be there.
Yeah.
But, it was assumed they were going to, make cameos up front and maybe one or two of them would die. And then here's your new young cast.
A presence I have not
He was not down with that. So instead, it sounds like you're going to have, basically, the main characters of this, several $100 million tentpole are all going to be, geriatric.
Sure.
Harrison Ford is in his 70s,
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's 72 or something. Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill both not aged super well.
Yeah,
they're
Carrie
pretty,
Fisher, well.
They're pretty out of shape. They're not looking so... I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with it. Apparently that's why they let the original screenwriter go and had Abrams write it, because that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Seems a little risky. What are you going to do with a 65-year-old Luke Skywalker?
What do they,
Again, in an Obi-Wan kind of role,
Right,
sure.
yes, exactly.
But as the main character?
But maybe you do that for the first movie.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And then go from there. You do have your younger cast with them doing a lot of the action, and if you get Mark Hamill in there and he is just shooting lightning out of his hand, that'd work.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know that I am capable of liking Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
Really. But academically, I think that's the most interesting thing going on in movies right now. Just what the hell is that thing going to be? What is Disney's entire effort to revitalize this massive franchise going to be like?
Yeah. Yeah, the fiction of Star Wars, it's just, Star Wars is kind of distasteful to me at this point, but hearing stuff that they're thinking about just tossing all of that expanded universe bullshit.
Sure.
And just saying hey man, the movies are the movies. Your weird book crap, it's one notch above fan fiction, you weirdos.
Well, it's even weirder because it sounds like they're going to pick and choose stuff and declare that to be
part of it
official.
Or not.
And then the rest is just kind of discarded. Super weird.
What does Timothy Zahn think?
Darth Vader.
Yeah, it seems clear if they don't do anything, So what do we have here for?
Empire
there's
Strikes Back.
Yeah, so you get your Empire Strikes Back, Clone Wars, and Boba Fett. Yeah, so there's not a lot of.
Plants versus zombies.
Yo, man, you like Plants vs Zombies?
It's okay.
What if it was a pinball machine?
I guess. I don't know. Yep, that's definitely that zombie sound.
How do you go to PopCap and say, let's collaborate on a pinball machine and not make it Peggle?
I know, right?
How does that happen?
Well, I don't know. There'd be an aspect of the snake eating its tail in that.
I
right?
guess so.
Yeah, now I can't help noticing the sound effect thing.
Yeah.
There's just not that much.
Whoop. Yeah, like just down that lane on the left with no, yeah, it's just.
1, 2, 3.
It's yeah, it's crazy to me how quiet all of these tables are. Like it's not just one or two. You know, which you'd expect. Like, oh, you know, it was harder to get sound effects to fit this licensed table or whatever, so we used what we had and didn't have enough, or you know, didn't have time for this one. But it's just like, as a rule, all of these tables are missing this like key element of pinball.
Sunshine. Check your mail.
Also, a lot of the dialogue doesn't have anything to do with your current status, like having the sample be all right when it should be ball locked. Like, seems especially crazy. Oops. I don't know where I actually want to hit that, but use flippers to move. What am I? Okay, so I am controlling this little dude down here, and I guess there was some pop-up zombie that I was supposed to be hitting there.
What?
Whenever you get a trophy, it actually just halts. Oh god.
Multi-ball.
So you see up there in the corner, I beat a guy's score, and it's just
cool.
keep going. Shows me the next guy on the ladder from my friends list, and that's great. That's a terrific feature. It just, you know, at a glance, you get that immediate, like, where do I stand here? It shows that number up there on the left as like how many points I need to get, not just like here's what that high score is.
Right. Oh yeah.
Which is cool.
Wow, yeah, that is cool. That's harnessing the power of math.
Yeah, exactly. There's processor power being devoted to
make subtraction work for you.
think they're running out on the GPU. It's hard math problems.
I mean, do you think this thing does some of that stuff better than Pinball Arcade?
Yeah,
like
Pinball Arcade doesn't have
tracking
that.
stuff?
Yeah, I mean, Pinball Arcade is very static with that stuff. Like that is my kind of ideal hybrid. Would be the tables and attention to detail of Pinball Arcade with the social features and leaderboard stuff of this. Would be fantastic.
The zombies are coming.
Let's do Going Nuts.
Huh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Something different. Oh god, it's just reminding me what a bummer that initial release of PVZ2 was. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's kind of forever tainted this property for me. Although I guess I actually fired it up after they put that big update out, and it seems like they ripped most of that stuff out.
Interesting. So let's see here. Let's look at Epic Quest real quick. That's got some different stuff that you couldn't. It'd be harder to do on a real pinball machine.
Is this just like an original?
Yeah.
Table? Or I mean,
not
table,
licensed.
like a property. Yeah.
Treasure, just waiting to be wrested from the cold clutches of evil.
So it kind of has a loot system.
Huh. What? Yeah, so you've got like a class up there.
Yeah.
Bad country. Let's stop here.
So you see there's a sword ramp and a shield ramp.
Did he just say Bat Country?
I think so.
What?
I see a swarm of skeletons sauntering slowly.
Well, you know, there are bats that I have to kill.
Oh, yeah, sure. I just thought. thought it was like a Hunter S. Thompson reference for a second.
I would not be shocked
The look is lit.
if that was some kind of weird misplace reference.
Oh god. Jackpot.
Shoot the flashing lane.
Oh, that's the left flipper. Okay. Oh. Yeah.
Sorry, evil.
It's hard to keep up with what you're supposed to be doing when the camera zooms in like that.
It is.
It seems like they don't really give you a lot of time to parse what's going on.
It's also, you know, I've not played these tables a ton, so some of the objectives are things you would learn over time. But they also don't do a great job of highlighting some of that stuff too. So. Oh.
My advice. Shoot everything.
Oh, no. And there was all, you know, like, I feel like right off the bat there was some stuff about these guys' pinball offering that sort of rubbed me the wrong way, like the first table pack they did when they did pinball effects for the 360 had this like skateboarding themed table, and like all their voice samples were super like just sounded like developers. Oh, I can pick. Okay, durable, high shield of life, armor +3, ice. All right,
Weird.
sure. Yeah, so I have hit points listed there. Like, you know, it's not, you know, you're still kind of playing pinball, but the wrappers they put around it is interesting and different.
Pinball effects. I forgot that existed. I forgot that they had done a whole other kind of pinball.
A lot of these tables exist in both places.
Oh wow.
Also.
FX is the one that came out on
Steam,
like, Xbox,
yeah,
right?
and Xbox,
Steam.
yeah.
And then is Zen Pinball just on Sony?
Yes.
Okay. And is that's the one they're focusing on now?
I mean,
the
the release of Pinball Effects 2 on Steam was relatively recent, so I imagine since they are kind of the same tables, they're probably just focusing on both. But anyway, one of the first tables they released was the skateboarding theme table that was basically Black Knight. Like the design of the table just seemed stolen. And it was just like, it was just kind of gross. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, so, you know, class, hit points, like different kind of stuff in there.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Is this wrapper is a free download? Is that right?
Yeah.
You just buy tables.
Yeah.
Do you get anything if you don't pay? Like
you can
any
get.
kind of sample?
There's one table that's free.
Okay.
And then you can play demos on the other ones. So, you know, if you want to check it out, it's very easy to check it out.
Welcome, Mr. Stark.
And
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a bit early, but cheers.
Just tapping right into Iron Man as a drinker as you launch the ball. Yeah, so I mean, this one's kind of interesting too. You get, you know, you've got your Tony Stark up there in the corner, and you know, I think he eventually does just transform into Iron Man, dons the armor.
That's why I have more than one suit.
And they don't have to worry about, like, mechanically, how would this work? Because
Right.
it's a fake pinball machine.
Sure. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
So they can do some stuff.
I wonder if they'll ever go as far as like
It's a bit early, but
kind of fundamentally modifying the base game, you know, like widening the table dramatically or anything weird like that.
Right. That'd be cool. Even if they just went like, you know, wider, like 70s wide body pinball machine wide, that'd be kind of neat. Anyway, that's yeah, that's Zen Pinball 2. It's on PS4.
All right.
I wish it was better. It's like it's there's some things about it that are really cool, but the part where you play pinball is always kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and this version doesn't really address that. From a, you know, like these tables, the existing tables would be better if they just went back and just did another audio pass.
Sure.
That'd go a long way. Like the physics I can kind of get used to because since they're not duplicating real tables.
If you're looking for
But
a good party, you've come to the right place.
yep,
I'm looking for a good party.
then you've come to the right place.
Oh, great.
He's up there dancing.
Glad to be here, man. He's really getting into it.
Yeah, he's really feeling it. So why don't you and I go dance somewhere out on the street for a while?
Sounds good.
And we'll leave this pinball to itself.
All right.
More than one suit.
Thanks, Brad.
Yep.